There's really no other way to say it. The one big bucket of bullshit bill has passed the House today, Thursday, July 3rd, and President Trump gets his wish. He's going to be able to sign this devastating piece of legislation by July 4th. And if you disagree with me because you don't like my politics, you really need to rethink things. When we look over time at the impact of legislation like this, the bottom 95% of Americans continue to be harmed, while the top 5% continue to benefit. So you and me, if you're watching this video, whether we voted for the same person or not, we are in the same boat. And you keep punching holes in that boat because you want to protect billionaires. This ain't about emotions. This ain't about me being a crazy woman. This is about math. So look at the wealth redistribution that has happened in the United States since 1989. In 1989, the top 1% had 22% of the wealth. Today, they have over 30%, and meanwhile, the bottom 50%, their wealth has declined. These kind of tax policies is wealth redistribution from the bottom to the top. The Bush tax cuts in 2003, our revenue to GDP ratio has dropped significantly, and that has a huge impact on whether or not the United States can pay for essential things like Social Security and health coverage. 2017 tax cuts, the corporate tax cut that President Trump promised was going to raise everyone's annual household income, surprise, surprise, it did not. Regular working Americans saw zero increase in their net household income since 2017, but salaries of executives soared. They got huge raises as a result of these corporate tax cuts. Regular working Americans got nothing because trickle-down economics doesn't work.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 20.
All right, shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Radash, double Quadash, Slakia, double honesty, the boss of the great millstone, and shalom to my Akim Wafim who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this foul captivity. This is Brother Kawa coming at you with no lesson. And today's lesson is going to be on this. I thought it was like what a surprise, okay? And the thing about this is that it is pretty amazing, I guess, if you will, how it's amazing how there are people that, you know, kind of make it their job basically to understand stuff like this, and at the same time it's like there are verifiable facts to it, like she showed. Okay, actually let's go back to the board that she showed, Slakia, where in 1987 I think it said the top 1% had 22.8% of the wealth, and then the top 1% being the richest people, okay, had 22.8% of the wealth, and then it grew for them in 2024, and then let me get it.
22% of the wealth. Today, they have over 30%, and meanwhile, in the United States since 1980, protect billionaires. This ain't about emotions. This ain't about me being a crazy woman. This is about math. So look at the wealth redistribution that has happened in the United States since 1989. In 1989, the top 1% had 22% of the wealth. Today, they have over 30%, and meanwhile, the bottom 50%, their wealth has declined.
So yeah, basically, and the thing is, like, you would think with all the stuff, because I heard so much. I'm telling you, I heard so much about this whole trickle down stuff, trickle down economics, where if the company is making more money, then all the employees, everyone's going to make more money. When in actuality, that's not true. Slakia. That's funny as shit. That's because that's not true. And basically, how that's not true is, like, if you really and honestly think about it, all it really is that, okay, so the company's making more money. They're still paying those employees their exact same wages as they were prior to the company's increase in money. All right, it's not so. The whole trickle down theory would be that let's say if a company is making $10,000, okay, and they distribute, each worker is getting $5 an hour, okay, just as an example, okay, you have 10 workers, $5 an hour, all right, the CEO, the owner, gets $100 an hour, okay, so this is how things go in outside all these other distributions of funds. Let's say in theory, in the trickle down theory, what would happen was, okay, so the company goes from 10,000 the first year to 20,000 the next year. So as a result of the company making more money, then that would mean, okay, the CEO gets 200, the employees get 10, funds continue to be allocated as usual. But in actuality, that doesn't happen. What actually happens is, okay, the CEO gets 200 an hour, whereas the employees continue to get $5 an hour. Where again, like, it's just I'm at best, because I'm not a CEO or not, where it's just that the Slovakia, what the fuck, CEO Slovakia just does not pay them anymore. It's like, okay, well, yeah, we're making more money. Good job, everyone. And now go back to work with your fucking minimum wage in your minimum wage positions. Okay, like, it's like there is no adjusting. There's no like consideration. Like, that whole trickle down thing is so dumb. Like, it's so bullshit, and it's crazy how people actually believe that. Anyway, but continuing on, which is why I hate rich people. Not necessarily hate rich people, but in the sense of people that kiss rich people's asses. That's what I hate. Because, well, yeah, even rich people as well, I guess. But primarily, the main thing is just how people idolize rich people and think that, oh yeah, they can do no wrong. They're winning at life. They're doing the right things. When in actuality, no, they're not really doing the right things. They're just living and doing and getting blessed through Esau's Babylonian standards. Like, Babylon rewards you for being a lying, cheating devil. All right, there's how many people honestly really get away with stuff. Okay, like, sex traffickers get away with a whole bunch of shit. I think because Slovakia, the thing is, a sex trafficker gets less time than a Jake, stealing. All right, like this is the wickedness of Esau's society and Esau's system, and this is why we have to. Shit. This is why we gotta get out of here, alright? Anyway, continuing on, let's get these precepts. So, chapter 10, verse 1, let's just start at verse 1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of a city is, such are all they that dwell therein. And this is people trying to be like their ruler. Okay. Verse 3. An unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. Basically, that's another thing where you have people that are being destroyed by their leaders. Okay. You have these people that are trusting in the government, trusting in their bosses and whatnot, and then their bosses don't have their best interest at heart. As a matter of fact, when I remember, Slucky, I remember hearing about in America what happened before, or I guess last year, multiple years. What's been the norm is that so-called Hispanics, they would work for farms and Edomite companies, and they would basically work for less than minimum wage, and they couldn't report them because they were illegal immigrants. So as a result of that, they were basically being exploited and being used for damn near slave labor. All right, so like that was, and again, that's another thing of us basically working for free. Anyway, to continue on, actually, let me see if I can get that. Is it Lamentations? What was it? It was you will work. I'm pretty sure it's Lamentations. Okay, let me try ChatGPT. Well, can I just ask this? These AI responses are ass. Let me take this off first. All right, let's see. What is the and they put bullshit ass. Oh, Haggai! That's what it was. Slakia. I don't know why I got Haggai mixed up with Okay, Haggai chapter 1 verse 6. Ye have sown much and bring in little, ye eat, but ye have not enough of. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put in a bag with holes. Basically, goes to show that, even if you try to save, even if you try to have a little bit of something, it never works out, because the way the system works, it's always eating away at your finances, eating away at your money. All right. As a matter of fact, I heard one of the dumbest things ever. I heard someone saying there was a bunch of people sending money to Donald Trump to pay for whatever X, Y, Z. I forgot. I don't even know what they were paying for. It's just like you have these people sending money to a rich man when you guys don't even have his type of money. He is already rich, and you're it hurts my head. Anyway, continuing on. This is the stuff where we're at, where it's just so much wickedness. There's so many things, and they're actively destroying the people. They're actively destroying us. Okay, they don't care about the people. They don't even care about their own people, other Edomites. They're willing to let the other Edomites suffer as collateral damage. All right, continuing on, and still those Edomites will support all that stuff just to get at us while they suffer too. All right, continuing on, let's get this. Isaiah chapter 30 verse 12. Wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word and trust in oppression and perverseness, and stay thereon. Verse 13. Therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly and instant. Okay, so basically, as soon as it's ready, as soon as the Lord is ready, Slakia, the Lord's going to destroy these people. Okay, destroy these devils. Okay, we're just waiting for that time. Okay, and as a matter of fact, speaking of, we see things gradually getting to that point. Okay, Yahawadah. Anyway, continuing on, Isaiah chapter 30 again, verse 1, woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with the covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin, that go down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. And this is where you have these people that are trusting in Esau, trusting in Egypt, which is spiritually Babylon, all right, house of bondage. And like this, you have this woman, whatever the fuck, I don't even know, is she an Edomite? Maybe she is, I don't know. She looks like one of the iterations of Laura Croft. Like, she looks like she could be one of those like live actions. Anyway, Slocky, I'm getting off topic. The main thing is over here where so many people trust in Esau and think, oh yeah, when look at this, you're not gaining anything. You've not been helping. They've been thriving. All right, look at the chart, the comparison from over here, 40 years ago, I guess, almost 40 years ago. All right, compared to now. Isaiah chapter 10 verse 1, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decree, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed. And oh yeah, it's lucky, that was what she was talking about right here, where it was that big beautiful bill, whatever the frick it's called, cringe name, by the way, cringe name of the big beautiful bill, where the main thing is just, okay, well, how do we fuck people over and over? And I tried, I'm not gonna lie, I tried to search up what it meant by myself, or what was in the bill. I saw a few things. I saw like, okay, well, tips don't need to be taxed and stuff like that. It's like, okay, sure, but it's like I just could not, for the life of me, sit through and read that entire thing, because it is a long ass thing of like of things that I didn't even understand. Even from what I did read, I couldn't even understand. Like, I couldn't even understand it. And that's the thing. Like, that's why I try to steer clear from these types of videos, because I'm not well versed in this enough to know, okay, I understand exactly what they're saying. I understand exactly what they mean, or am I being misled, or is this some sort of opinion piece and whatnot? All right, it's not necessarily objective facts. All right, she has an objective fact, which is why I am inclined to believe her, even though I'm not gonna lie, I don't even remember what she was talking about the bill. All right, where she has an objective fact that the trend is right there, where it's they're getting richer and things are not getting better for us. All right, let me see something.
These kind of tax policies is wealth redistribution from the bottom to the top. The Bush tax cuts in 2003, our revenue to GDP ratio has dropped significantly, and that has a huge impact on whether or not the United States can pay for essential things like Social Security and health coverage. 2017 tax cuts, the corporate tax cut that President Trump promised was going to raise everyone's annual household income. Surprise, surprise, it did not. Regular working Americans saw.
Okay, wow, that's pretty crazy. And yeah, exactly. Like they make these promises, they say all these things, and okay, well, if this is verifiable information, then how can you go against it? How can you go against just literal facts? Okay, but the thing is that there are people that don't do the research or actually even understand, but yet they go in and vote for this type of stuff, and uninformed, basically. All right, ill-informed. Proverbs 29, verse 2, when the righteous are in authority, I was thinking about something else. Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2, when the righteous are in authority, the people will rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. So you got this potentially Edomite woman, all right, literally complaining about how things are for her people as well, for everyone. Okay, like it's not going well. Okay, like she doesn't want her. She wants to be able to live comfortably, just as we all want to be able to live comfortably, not having to, be homeless or some shit where Esau or DJT is trying to crack down on homelessness. Last time that I heard. All right, Second Ezra chapter 2, verse 15. No, Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand their power. And there's more in this chapter where it's basically, what you have to look forward to, which is death and destruction, and people are just not going to care. I literally saw this one security camera footage of a dude robbing another guy. I think either with a gun, with a knife, or something, just for his sandwich. Like, the dude was so hungry that he just stuck a gun or a knife. I forgot which one it was. And he said, "Give me your sandwich and whatnot, your half-eaten sandwich." And he didn't even rob him of his money. He didn't rob him of his phone. He didn't rob him of his clothes or anything like that, or his shoes. He just said, "Give me that sandwich," and then he just took off. And that's crazy. All right, the dude robbed simply for food. Like, things are getting that badly where even more people, because let's be honest, like that's not a common thing that people are robbing for food. Okay, I'm sure like many people have this issue, but it's becoming an increasingly bigger problem. Okay, like these different things, like, it's sad to see, even though the Lord's judgment falls upon those that are deserving, but still it's like, getting robbed of your food and stuff like that because someone else is hungry, like they don't have the money to go, like it's pitiable. It's pitiable. Okay. But yeah, that's basically it. So I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, BaHashem, YAHAWASHI, BaHashem, Rakwakwadosh. Double honor to the elders and apostles, great most son, YAHAWAH, soon, above all, and Shalom.